Hi, you're listening to the Rav Dessler Giving Podcast with me, Avram Ziedman. Join us as we weave together philosophy, psychology, and Kabbalah to uncover a new depth to what it means to being a giver. So we said in the last podcast that gratitude is sourced in being a giver. That when I receive something, I feel that I owe the person. I have to give them something back. And if I can't give that thing back, then merely let me at least express my gratitude towards that person. Today I want to focus on what's your response to someone who is grateful. I've seen many times before people doing what I think they assume is a kindness, but actually is a cruelty. When a person says thank you, sometimes a person thinks they're being kind by saying, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. But actually, it's cruelty. Let me explain why. When a person is giving gratitude, what's really going on? I owe that person. I am indebted to them. I've got this huge debt on my head and I want to pay it off. And the only way I can pay it off is by giving a sincere thank you. If the other person says, no, don't worry about it, it's okay. What you're doing, unwittingly possibly, is you're saying, no, I don't want your thanks. You're not able to pay me back with a mere thanks. And therefore, the original person feels that that debt can't be paid back. I'm always indebted towards the other person. I always owe the other person, and they won't allow me to pay it back. So from the response of, don't worry about it, when you think you're doing a kindness, you're actually being really cruel. What you're ultimately saying, or the way the person might hear it is, no, don't you dare pay me back with a mere thank you. You owe me. You want to pay me back? Then you've got to properly pay me back. But don't give me a mere, thank you. No. Let's just keep it where I'm in the power, you are the one who is vulnerable, and you owe me. Now, of course, people aren't thinking this, but that is what's really happening. This person who denies the thanks is keeping the power where the other person is indebted to me. They owe me, and I won't allow them to pay off the debt. The kindest thing you can do when someone is trying to pay off their debt and give you a thanks is to look them in the eyes and say, you're welcome, accept it. Because by accepting it, you're saying, you've paid me back. You don't owe me anything anymore. I gave you something, you gave me back, we're quits. Let me give you an example of this with a personal story. It was a real challenge for me. Here we go. I once had a rota to pick up my kids from school on Sunday. And once a year, there's a half marathon which mucks up all the roads. One year, I didn't realize it was a half marathon, and I was very late in picking up my kids, and the school was very annoyed with me. I didn't know. So this year, where the story took place, I knew there was a marathon. I knew the roads were going to be chock-a-block. So I arrived early. As I'm there to pick up my kid and the rota, someone calls me up and says, look, I'm in traffic. Can you do me a favor? Can you stay with my rota until I pick them up? And I said, sure. He said, I'm just going to be 5 minutes late. I said, no problem. 5 minutes pass, he's still not here. Okay, fine. 10 minutes pass, he's still not there. Okay. 20 minutes pass, he's still not there. He calls me up, he says, look, I'm really sorry, I'm in traffic. Just stay with my rota. I said, sure, no problem, I'll stay with your rota. Half an hour. The kids are starting to, they already started after 5 minutes, but they really started to grumble now. Almost an hour later, he comes and he says, thank you so much for staying with my rota. You know what? Let me pay back the favor. I'll take your rota as well. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, you want to take my rota? Do you know that all the kids on my rota live on my road? That is nothing big whatsoever. I can jolly well do that. You know what? I can take most of your rota. I just can't take every single kid. How about I take most of your rota and you recognize that you owe me. You owe me big time because I waited for an hour for you to finally come and pick up these kids. But then I realized that if I did that, he would realize he owes me big time. And that wouldn't be fair. So I said to him, thank you so much. That'll be a massive favor if you were to take my rota as well. He took the rota as well to the kids on my road, And that was that. He doesn't feel like he owes me anything. He went on his way. He felt bad. He was late. But you know what? You can imagine when he got home, his wife says, "What? You were an hour late? How was Avram Zion with that?" You can imagine him saying, No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're quits. I took home his rota. Now, for me, that was really hard because I was happy to do the kindness. I was happy to do the chesed, but I wanted him to know that I did something for you. You owe me, right? I'm very happy. I'm very happy to do a chesed, but at least I want you to recognize what I went through for you. And I want you kind of to realize you owe me. But that's not coming from a good place. And for me to say to him, no, you know what? We're quits. I allowed him to pay me back indeed so that he didn't have to feel this burden of I owe Avram Ziedman. When we allow someone to say thank you, we need to look at them, we need to accept it. When I accept it, it means we're quits. We are equals. I don't have any power over you. You don't owe me anything. We're sorted. Be great, be a giver, accept another's gratitude. This podcast was proudly brought to you by Gift, where we're on a mission to inspire and enable lifelong giving. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to continue exploring the art of giving with us, please subscribe.